The Great Lakes include Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. It's the world's largest freshwater system, making up 20% of the world's fresh surface water, even visible from space. More than 35 million people drink from them, thousands of species thrive in their habitats, and they are vital to industry and transportation in the Great Lakes region. After more than a century of use and abuse, scientists realized the lakes were in trouble. Industrial, farm, and city runoff and habitat destruction threaten their environmental, recreational, and economic value. In the 1970s, the US and Canada got together to create the Great Lakes Water Quality Agreement to protect and restore the 5 Great Lakes. In 1987, the agreement identified 43 Great Lakes, rivers, and harbors with the most severe problems. We call them Areas of Concern, or AOCs. Once plagued with fish tumors, the lower Black River in Lorain County, Ohio, was designated as an AOC. In these AOCs, scientists identified 14 key issues, including toxins in fish and wildlife that affect their health and make them dangerous to eat, damaged habitat, and toxic sediment that prevents dredging, limiting recreation and shipping. We call these problems beneficial use impairments, or BUIs. The US and Canada began addressing these problems right away, but funding was limited and progress was slow. That changed in 2010 with the Federal Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. To date, Congress has appropriated $3.8 billion to EPA for GLRI since fiscal year 2010, and over $800 million of that has gone towards AOC projects. Thanks to funding from the US EPA, GLRI, and state EPAs, each AOC has its own group of dedicated volunteers ensuring the proper rehabilitation of the respective watershed, such as what was formerly known as the Black River Remedial Action Plan. The Black River Advisory Committee is comprised of government representatives, nonprofits, small businesses, concerned citizens, and area stakeholders, which is facilitated by the local YACs. Each AOC has its own plan for rehabilitation and to address the BUIs, but cleaning up contamination is always an important first step. We carefully locate, remove, enclose, or treat contaminated sediment. Once the AOC's cleanup is complete, we can turn our attention to habitat restoration, which brings back environmental, recreational, and economic value. But how much is enough? How do we know when we're done? Scientists gather data throughout the cleanup and restoration work to monitor progress. State environmental agencies, US EPA, and local stakeholders evaluate the data. If the improvement is acceptable, BUIs are removed one by one from the list of the AOC's problems. The Black River has 6 remaining BUIs. The removal of the degradation of aesthetics BUI in January of 2021 marks the 100th beneficial use impairment that the EPA has removed from a US area of concern. Once all BUIs are removed, we delist the AOC. But now what? An area may be brought up to snuff, but still not be all that it can be. So now the community can continue to shape and enhance nature's design through funds from private, local, state, and federal partners. Boat and kayak launches, boardwalks, parks, and trails can add even more value to these recovering AOCs. Working together, we can make these former areas of concern areas to be proud of. So jump in and get involved. Visit this website to learn more about the Black River AOC and how you can get involved.